Hello and welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today we are at episode 3 of our series addressing any concerns or doubts you may have about joining Language Life. And in this episode, I'm talking to you if you're thinking, I've already tried everything, nothing works for me. So first up then, Language Life helps you to speak and use any language fearlessly and intuitively by taking control of your learning process without perfectionism, pressure, or one-size-fits-all methods. So you can learn any language on demand for easier travel, deeper connection, and a life that feels truly global wherever you are. You can join today for $3,000 or $250 a month for 12 months on the no interest payment plan. And when you join before the 14th of October at midnight PT, you get a really cool bonus of 2 one-on-one VIP half days with me to ensure that you truly have all the support that you need to make this your last language learning investment. Ready to go? You can get started with Language Life at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. Here's the thing. Language Life is unlike anything else that I've seen. So this is why this is important, right? With Language Life, you have 3 core elements. The first thing is the self-study curriculum. So the Language Life library and everything that is in there forms the self-study elements of things, right? Then there's the coaching elements. So with that, you have things like the monthly reviews, the extra one-on-one support for milestones and all of that stuff. And then you have the practice. So those regular practice opportunities. You've got the prompts, you've got the challenges, all of that stuff. So they're the 3 core things that make up Language Life, right? Now, if we just think about self-study, so you might just be thinking, okay, yeah, I like this idea, but maybe I'll join this course that will teach me how to learn a language. There's no coaching, there's no practice. I'll start there. If we just opt for self-study, you'll end up with unanswered questions, guaranteed. You might not even do it, first of all, right? You might not even do the course because it's easy not to if it's just self-study. I know this. I have the stats of 10 years of creating courses and seeing that there are a lot of people that maybe buy and don't go through it, buy with good intentions and don't finish, right? So there's that chance for like unanswered questions or just not getting it done. Well, with Language Life, the way that we fix this is by having the 3 parts, in particular, that question bank. So the question bank is one feature of the coaching side of things. And this is so good because you know how, in fact, I'll tell you a personal story because I'm in a program right now where the way that you get support, the way that you get your questions answered is on these coaching calls, these live calls. Number 1, they're not at a great time for me because of time zones. Number 2, you have to like pre-submit your question up to a week in advance. And then the first questions are answered first. And then at the end of the hour, that's it. Anything else left is rolled over to next week. And it's like, well, I don't have a question now that I want answered in a week. I have a question now that I want answered now, like as soon as possible, right? And so, we used to have live calls in Language Life as well. They didn't work like that. But I realized that it's not the best way that we can do this because I want to make sure that no matter where you are in the world, no matter your time zone, no matter if you have the time to come and sit down on those live calls every week or not, you're still able to get the support that you need in the program. And that's why we have the question bank. So this is a private podcast feed where you have unlimited questions that you can ask me. You can submit unlimited times and just ask away, whatever's on your mind. If it's something specific, if it's something language specific, if it's something personal, you can submit anonymously as well. Your answer to your question will get its own episode. You'll be able to catch up on the go wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's there. So you don't have to go somewhere else and find, like log in and blah, blah, blah. It's just there for you wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you get the transcript too. So if you prefer to read or you want to have a bit of a skim read of the answer as well, that's there. And really, this has proven to be the best way that we can answer questions. So with the self-study, any unanswered questions, you've got them answered with Language Life. If you just go for the coaching, so maybe you think, okay, I know that self-study is not going to be it for me. I'm going to need some extra support with that. often what can happen there is this reliance on your coach, right? And that leads to no trust in yourself. So you end up then thinking, oh, okay, I want to make this decision. What would my coach say, right? What would they do in this situation? I need to ask them before I can take any action. And that sucks. That's not what I want from you. And so that's not how this works in Language Life. That's not what is going to happen. You're not going to get this reliance on me. You are going to build this trust in yourself. I don't want to work with you forever. I want you to be able to do all of this for yourself. That's the whole point, right? And I feel like the workbooks are really key to this, because once you have had this time with me, submitting your monthly reviews, like really getting to grips with understanding how all of this works and why all these pieces matter, then with those workbooks, you're able to do your own monthly reviews after our time together. Once your time in Language Life ends, you're not going to be thinking, you're able to keep going. You're able to go off on your own and do this thing for yourself. Like, that's what I want for you. So there we go. Like, that's how we're doing this differently in terms of you not ending up with this reliance on me as your coach. And then finally, just practice. So maybe you think, okay, the sort of self-study, the coaching, the how to learn, I'm just going to ignore all of that and I'm just going to practice. I know that what's missing for most people is not enough practice, right? So I'm just going to up my practice. Well, what can happen there is you end up going down the wrong path because you're practicing the wrong things. You are not self-reviewing. You don't know how to self-review correctly. And so, that isn't happening well, and it just isn't as good as it could be. However, with Language Life, the way that we do this differently is that because you have that how to learn side of things with the self-study, with the coaching, the practice then lets you put all of that into practice, so to speak, I guess, right? And so that's there like to support your practice. It's not like this little extra add-on, which I think is really, really cool. And I just want to mention as well, like if you're thinking, I've tried everything, nothing works for me, your bonus right now is the perfect reset. If you're feeling a bit deflated because everything you've tried just feels like nope, and you start to feel like you're the problem, you're probably at the point where you want quick results, right? So the idea of a 12-month program is like, I don't have 12 months. I've already wasted 12 months or more on all of these wrong things and nothing's working for me. I don't have 12 months. You don't need 12 months to see results in Language Life. You will see results from day one. Once you submit your intake form, you'll start seeing results. Once you join and you book on for your first bonus VIP half day with me, you'll start seeing results. So you've then got that second one in your back pocket, right? Like ready to go. And I'm not just making this up, right? So like day one, Tavish said she realized how much Spanish she had stashed away just on day one, submitting the form. Donna saw major improvements from chapter 1 of the curriculum. Michelle got exactly what she needed with our VIP day at exactly the right time. Like this stuff at the beginning really, really matters. Having those early wins really, really matters to me because I want you to actually go through this program. I don't want you to just kind of buy and then do nothing, That doesn't serve either of us. So, I want to make sure that when I'm adding a bonus, it's something that's really useful to you. And that's exactly what this one is. So all the details of the bonus are on the main page, lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. And just a final point here as well. This isn't about like trying harder, like thinking, I've tried everything. this is it. I'm going to do it. I need to and no, I don't want you to be trying harder. It's about just trying differently, right? Every time that something doesn't work, you blame yourself. You think nothing works for me, I'm the problem. But the next thing that you then try is getting 10 times the effort, but not 10 times the results. And that makes you feel just, it's the worst, right? It doesn't work. So here's how Language Life is going to help here, right? The processes and the core principles that you get in Language Life, things like the language learning audit, the skill process skeleton, curiosity, not critique, all of this is customizable to make things easier for you. And that really clicks into what you're already doing that's working, and it allows you to let go of what's not working without guilt or shame. I don't want you to feel like you have to join and then clear the decks and have this blank slate and this huge overhaul. No, if you've got something that's already working, like one piece of the puzzle, we're going to keep that and we're going to work around it to take away the other bits that aren't, and then see, what we can do with the rest. And we did this live at Grace and Space. We had a live language audit session. It was so fun. I may well have to bring this back sometime because I loved it too. Like, I did this for my Korean live while we were there as like the demo mode. And I had some realizations of like, actually, that resource, I'm going to stop. It gave me permission to stop where I was, to not feel like, well, there's only 2 hours left on the audio course. I better finish it. Why? For what reason? It's not working for me anymore, so I can drop that. And I've switched it out. And in the days since then, it's been so much more exciting for me to, I've been really looking forward to that time where I would have been like forcing myself essentially at this point to do the audio course lessons. But now I'm excited to listen to the podcasts in Korean that I've replaced that with. So, this is big stuff. It really does make a big difference. And maybe we'll do one of those audit sessions again soon live. You can learn how it all works inside Language Life. So if that feels good to you, if you're like, okay, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to try this, nothing's worked for me, but I can see how this will be different, then you can join at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. And if you do have any questions, you can email me, lindsay@doeslanguages.com, and share this episode with a friend who is going to find some use for it as well. All right, I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you. Bye.